now that the defense, aerospace and defense is becoming an important industry for the future growth of all the Indian industry. I feel there is a lot of potential still to be unlocked in the member industries. We have not been fully utilizing the potential which is available over here. Living to the spirit of its mission of growth through partnership, it has inspired and nurtured several MSMEs in Coimbatore region. Though the existing avenues of your engineering are going to be the front runners for your manufacturing vision of 2030, I was only wondering that I am the odd man out because I am having a non-technical background. I am coming from a background of finance with the recent happenings in the geopolitical system. The impact is going to be phenomenal. And as far as HAL is concerned, with Codicia, we have already shortlisted some 30 items for indigenization as part of the Codicia Defense Innovation Hub, opening up of the new defense industrial scenario where the opportunities are going to be more.
Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL) is actively engaged in manufacturing and overhauling various aircraft and helicopters. Its key production programs include the Su-30 MKI, Light Combat Aircraft LCA, and Do-228 aircraft, along with helicopters such as ALH Dhruv, Chetak, Cheetal, and Light Combat Helicopter LCH. The company also undertakes extensive repair and overhaul ROH programs for aircraft like Jaguar with upgrade, Mirage with upgrade, MiG-21, Su-30 MKI, Hawk. The company's major indigenous development programs include the LCA MK IA, LCH, Light Utility Helicopter LUH, Basic Turboprop Trainer HTT-40, and Indian Multi-Role Helicopter IMRH. In addition, the design and development of the HTFE-25 and HTSE-1200 engines are underway. HAL is also focused on key upgrade programs such as the Jaguar Darren 3 upgrade, Mirage upgrade, and Hawk-Eye. Furthermore, the company is investing in cutting-edge technology development, enhancing self-reliance in critical areas like aircraft display systems, mission computers, automatic flight controls for helicopters, and aircraft accessories and avionics. Through these efforts, HAL continues to drive India's aerospace self-reliance and strengthen its position as a global aviation leader.
Shri Ananthakrishnan is the past chairman, director, finance, and AMP, chief financial officer, CFO, of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, a Navaratna PSU ranking 37th among the global aerospace and AMP defense companies and featuring among the top 100 listed companies of India. Shri Ananthakrishnan is a finance professional having a Bachelor of Commerce, BCom from Loyola College, Chennai, Master in Business Administration MBA from Madras University, and is a fellow member of Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Shri Ananthakrishnan was instrumental in transformation of various practices, policies aimed at improving the ease of doing business. He had played major role in the initial public offer and listing of HAL and also has been instrumental in consistently improving the market capitalization of HAL and consequent shareholders' wealth. Part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission of Government of India, he is involved in pivoting the indigenization drive of the company and giving increased thrust on sourcing materials required for HAL from Indian industries.
Vanakkam and good evening to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers of today's evening, Mrs. Codicia, Mrs. Texas Ventures, for having given me this opportunity, and all the more to deliver this sort of speech in front of the audience from the state to from where I belong. It's really an honor to me, and I feel this is a great opportunity also to showcase what HAL and the defense industry is up to and what are the opportunities available now that the defense, aerospace and defense is becoming an important industry for the future growth of all the Indian industry. It is also commendable to note that Codicia has passed a great milestone of Golden Jubilee in 2019 and as a membership today, a membership strength of over 6,600 member industries. And the way today I was taken around to the exhibition halls and the way the infrastructure has been built, I feel there is a lot of potential still to be unlocked in the member industries. Somehow or other, until I had come over here and had a personal feel of all the places, I was also wondering that, of course, we have heard Kodisha in the recent past in our discussions with the ministry, because for all the good reasons, the ministry has also been consistently been asking us to be associated with Kodisha and its member industries in some way or other, especially in the interest of promotion of MSME sector. But somehow after coming over here and had a look of it, I feel that somehow we have not been really, from the defense industry and from HAL in particular, from the company which I represent, we have not been fully utilizing the potential which is available over here. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate Kodisha for bringing substantial progress over years in harnessing the potential of its member industries. In manufacturing, automobile and general engineering sector, and these sectors have contributed to the economic growth of the country in a big way. And a large part of the credit also should be going to the Kodisha and the industries which are located in Coimbatore. And Coimbatore is known for its manufacturing, engineering industry, automotives, textiles, and all the engineering sort of ecosystem which has been developed not now, but it has been developed decades ago. Living to the spirit of its mission of growth through partnership, it has inspired and nurtured several MSMEs in Coimbatore region to actively participate in the engineering industry. Now it is time for you all to participate in the next sunrise industry, aerospace and defense. Global manufacturing cluster vision, it's a very strategic action, I would believe, because it is a good platform to not only to discuss the various challenges which are going to be there to transform the manufacturing sector of the future, but also provides an opportunity for the member industries to showcase their products and the capabilities and to adapt themselves to the new emerging scenario in the global, in the defense and aerospace industry. The past 2 years, I know that it has been, all of us have been going through immense difficulties, and the worst affected sector has been the manufacturing sector, more so because intensive labor force is being employed over here. And I know that all of you had gone through a very difficult times, but it has happened in the first part of the decades. So time is sufficient for you to achieve your vision of 2030. You've got sufficient time to come out of that and then to achieve the mission what has been the global manufacturing cluster vision of 2030. We had come to the new norms of life and we started continuing the business. Now the COVID and its pandemic, it's a thing of the past. And we are all started to live with the virus, and so I don't think this is good. Having come over that, I don't think anything else could become a more challenging challenge to us than this, what we had gone through in the last 2 years. Though the existing avenues of your engineering are going to be the front runners for your manufacturing vision of 2030, I say that it is of very critical and importance also to evolve yourself and then start looking at opportunities which is available in industries which you have not been part of it in the past. Especially one such a sector is the aerospace and defense. Now so much of focus is being given for the aerospace and defense industry. In fact, when I started and when I was hearing all the member industries and the participants and the chief guests, guests of honor, I was only wondering that I am the odd man out because I am having a non-technical background. I am coming from a background of finance. So I thought more I will talk about the business outlook rather than the technicalities and the industry 4.0, which is not in my domain, of course. And the initiatives as far as the defense industry is concerned, especially in the last 5 to 6 years, lot of initiatives have been taken. The recent geopolitical situation has only added to those initiatives, but otherwise the Atmanirbhar Bharat, which has been envisioned by our Prime Minister, and Make for India and Make for the World, is something which we have started in right earnest 5-6 years ago, and it has picked up momentum with the recent happenings in the geopolitical system. And Kodisha has been a significant supporter in enhancing the private participation, private and MSME participation in automobile and engineering industry. Now I would only expect them to initiate and then see that the ecosystem of this defense industry also, they become a very active participants in the days to come. And the government of India, as you all know, is truly for vocal for local. That has been the slogan, and that brought several initiatives to strengthen the Indian defense industry ecosystem. Many initiatives have been taken. One such has been the positive list of indigenization, and then the Startup India, and then public procurement policy. All these are all facilitated to see that the Indian industry, they perform and then excel. The Department of Defense Production has been continuously coming out with a slew of initiatives to promote the defense ecosystem in the country. Some of the major initiatives I would just like to bring it to your notice. One is the positive indigenization list. 3 lists have come. One started in 2020 with 101 and subsequently with another 108 items, and now total of 310 items have been brought out in the positive indigenization list. Even though the number seems to be 310, the impact is going to be phenomenal. The reason being that these 300 are the major platforms, what we call in our aerospace, sort of platforms would mean the complete aircraft, which means that we have been in the recent past, in the last 10 years, so much of indigenization has been done even in HAL. We have come out with our own design and development of the various platforms, whether it be in aircraft or whether in helicopters or the trainers or the simulators. There have been a lot of indigenous platforms which are available. And today, the positive indigenization list includes light utility helicopter, light combat helicopter, naval utility helicopter, which would mean that it's not the helicopter alone, it is all the associated systems. Each of these platforms has got not less than 10,000 to 12. In some cases, it is as high as 40,000 components get into an aircraft. So all of these components, to the extent it is going to get indigenized, it is going to generate a sort of an ecosystem within the country, and which is very, very critical for each one of us. And not starting from HAL as a platform manufacturer to all the partnership vendors who are all partnering HAL, it is going to open up a new sort of an industry which you are going to generate so much of revenue from the, so much in the days to come. And in fact, the defense budget, as you all know, for the acquisition, it is roughly around 1.5 lakh crore. And in 1.5 lakh crore is going to be, the major portion is going to be in the future, it's going to be from the sourced from the Indian vendors, which would mean that sort of a business volume is available for all of us to capitalize and see that how we are going to benefit out of that. And then the indigenization portal. Again, there has been a portal which has been created, one by name Region, where you will have the complete list of all the imported items, and almost more than 3,000 to 4,000 major items have been listed out in that. These are all opportunities which we have been importing, which we need to indigenize. And indigenization is going to be a big way. It is not the indigenization of what we are talking in the past, where it used to be only that C-class items which used to get indigenized. This indigenization drive is going to be a major indigenization drive, and almost 68% of the last year, this year, 22-23 defense budget, which is almost 1,50,000 crore procurement, I'm not talking about the total defense budget, is going to be sourced from the Indian sources. 68% of almost 1,50,000 crores is going to be sourced from the Indian, sourced indigenously. Added to that, another 25% is of the design and development budget, which means a new platforms or new LRUs or new sub-assembly, new components which is going to get designed and developed indigenously, is going to be sourced from the private sector. The first sourcing is 68% is from the domestic industry, which may include public sector also. But subsequently for the design and development under the different Make One categories, it is going to be sourced from the indigenous, industry. And then, of course, the implementation of the public procurement order and the development of 2 corridors. Defense corridors have been started, one in Uttar Pradesh and the other one in Tamil Nadu. This is a big step forward taken by the government of India to see that the defense ecosystem within the country is developing in a very organized way. And the Tamil Nadu defense corridor, it is also going to pick up, the sort of volumes you can generate through your new ventures. It can generate substantial volume. In fact, HAL, which has been sourcing some around 13 crore worth of items from the Tamil Nadu in 2020-21, not much. But in the last year, it has increased to 103 crores, which means that year on year now, from now onward, it's going to be very substantial increase is going to be there. And I would only aspire and wish that member industries in the Odisha also make use of this opportunity, and please do come forward to participate with HAL and see that the defense ecosystem within the country, a major role is being played by the industries which are located over here. As far as HAL is concerned, it is not the recent indigenization drive which has made us to look into the private vendors. We have been there in the industry for the last 5 to 6 decades. We have been associating with the local industry to see that how the supplies are sourced from the Indian vendors. So we have been doing that consistently. All this Atmanirbhar, we have started it right in the 60s and 70s, which we have been doing. And we believe in our inclusive growth over the years and a strong and vibrant defense eco manufacturing system, because all the more we feel that it has become very critical now, especially in view of the recent geopolitical situation. We have been experiencing difficulties in sourcing it from the foreign vendors. So this may have sort of a very serious implications for the security of our country. So we do not want to leave it like that. We wanted to see that these items which we are sourcing, in fact, our procurement on an average, it is around 13 to 14,000 crores per annum. Even if a small chunk of it, even 10% or 15%, if we have to source from the Indian vendor, it is going to be a very substantial volume. And our target, indigenization target, currently it is at around 50%. We wanted to increase it to almost 65 to 70%, so that the dependence on the foreign sourcing of equipment from the foreign sources is going to get reduced, and we will become independent, self-reliant and completely indigenized in the years to come. Because that is the only way out to protect India, the country, from all the abnormalities which are happening elsewhere. And we do not know the amount of uncertainties which we will have to face in the days to come. After going through COVID, the recent war, Ukraine war, has also thrown open so much of challenges which we will have to address, and we need to, this is a sort of a alert or a warning which has been issued to the country, and we should start very seriously looking inward to see that we not only develop the defense ecosystem within the country, but also in the long run become an completely indigenized player as far as the defense industry is concerned. There we are into a very large number of indigenous, we have got a large number of projects, platforms which I have already told, like LCA Tejas, where the indigenization content is 50%. It is going to be the flagship program, that light combat aircraft. It is going to generate a lot of revenue to the to the industry, and we could also expect that we will go in for, we are also HAL also would ultimately like to be a sort of an integrator or an orchestrator, where we will try to source it from the various industries, so that the defense ecosystem within the country evolves around HAL, but at the same time it becomes self-reliant. Our future strategy is very clear. We are going to be more of an orchestrator, where we will have the different tiered vendors, capable, robust and reliable partners within the country. And together we need to offer not only just indigenous products, but products that also prove to be, and we will have an edge over the adversaries, and also give the value for money for the customers, which are the defense forces, because major portion of the defense budget comes from the public sort of money. So we need to give the value for money also to the defense forces. And as far as HAL is concerned, with Odisha, we have already shortlisted some 30 items for indigenization as part of the Odisha Defense Innovation Hub. And we are also in continuous interaction with the member industries, giving them the technical details of items, applicable procedures, because one of the difficulties in indigenization in aerospace products is the process of certification one has to go through. We all being airborne items, it is a very difficult process which we will have to go through, but it is inevitable. If at all, it may be initial period, it may have some difficulties, but over a period of time, once we develop the culture of getting that process through, it should not be a very difficult issue, but we will have to go through that process, because these are all airborne items. So we have been explaining to the Codicia members that what is the process which is involved for getting the certification. We are also open for any sort of cooperation, because initially we would also like to handhold the industry so that over a period of time they gain the confidence and they will become independent. But initially we need to support them as well. And we have also that Codicia Defense Innovation Hub, where we have been continuously interacting with them, and we also request the industries to please make a visit to not only to HAL, to all the DPSUs, Defense Public Sector Undertakings, where you can have a first-hand knowledge of what is the requirements and what is the sort of specifications and what is the ecosystem which is developing, evolving around, so that in days to come you can also start partnering into our ventures. And then I think this is what it is, and I once again request all the member industries to please do participate in the new opening up of the new defense industrial scenario, where the opportunities are going to be more. Don't feel, initially there could be some hesitation, but I would only request, please do come out of your hesitation and start working with HAL. Initially, if you start, there could be some difficulties, but over a period of time, it will all get sorted out, and I hope that by 2030, Coimbatore and Codicia will become a major defense manufacturing hub, and not only for producing the platforms and supporting the Indian defense services, but also to see that we give value for money and the country gets benefited in the long run. Thank you.